The king raised his longsword, intending to knight the first islander he encountered upon landing, but the islander straight up beat him to a pulp. As the king's old servant tried to intervene, the islander slayed him with a single stroke of his sword. The king approached to reason with the assailant, but in a flash, the sword in the islander's hand sliced across his neck. Yet moments later, the king stood up from the sand, completely unscathed. He assumed that death itself had bowed down before him. The king, however, the swift resurrection of his old servant shattered the king's illusion. The king still believed his servant's revival was by his own doing, but the islander who had just slain them both revealed the secret behind it all. On the island of eternity, all who enter gain immortality, but are forever trapped here. The king, though, fixated on the idea of ruling this island for eternity. Soon after, Alis found the island's king and challenged him to a duel. Unsurprisingly, Alis was run through by the king's blade. Alis awoke once more on the sandy shore. Since he possessed an undying body, he could continue with his plan. Seeing the man reappear before him, the king, though exasperated, still prepared to accept the challenge. Knowing he could not triumph through force, Alis proposed deciding the island's ownership through a game of chess. As it turned out, Alis was still no match for the king. He then attempted to ambush the unsuspecting king, but failed yet again. Eternal life was a good thing. It allowed Alis to keep trying, over and over. However, without exception, every attempt ended in failure. The guard asked the old servant, puzzled, how someone like Alis ever became king.
His father was king. His father's father before him. His father's father's father.
Yeah, got it.
After countless failures, Alis began to doubt himself for the first time. He simply couldn't fathom why he, who had never failed before, now couldn't win a single match. The servant revealed the truth to Alis. As king, those he had dueled before all feared his title. They dared not truly strike, and had no choice but to let Alis win. As a prideful king, Alis refused to accept this reality. Even knowing the servant spoke the truth, he wouldn't admit it. Furious, Alis vented his frustrations on the servant, grabbing and hurling him far away. He declared he would seek out the legendary black magic.